Hello everyone. So I'm just infusing my lavender with some coconut oil because I'm going to be making some stuff with it. I figured I should talk about rendering any oil or doing oil infusions. First of all, never boil your oil. What's going to happen is you're going to damage it, you're going to get it to turn a dark color, so it will no longer have a rich, creamy white tone to it. Yeah, it'll just burn. And you definitely do not want that. And you definitely do not want to add any water into your oil. All that does, some people say, it prevents your oil from burning. It really doesn't. Water and oil don't mix, so I don't see how it could prevent anything from happening. You want to make sure that you cook your oil on a low setting. Like back here, I've got it on number 2. And my oil is no longer bubbling. The bubbling factor lets me know when the impurities are all out of it. And water, yes, is an impurity. So when you add it to your oil, all you're going to do is create a bubbling effect. So I have a little bit of water in here. I'm going to be very careful in trying to explain this, but water is an impurity, so when I added fresh lavender to my mix here, so it had some water already naturally in it. So what happens is as that water evaporates out in steam, the impurities disappear. So I'm going to add just a little bit of water from droplets on my fingers right here. I'll show you what I mean. Water does nothing to your oil except create an impurity that it's going to have to work twice as hard to bubble back out. When it's no longer bubbling, that lets you know that it's done. So again, low and slow is going to keep you from burning your oil, and it will give you a chance to see if it's done cooking or not. So I'm going to let this finish bubbling that water back out because, again, water is an impurity. And then I'll get back to whatever I was doing. So cut your product like I did here with the lavender. Cut it into small pieces. Whoop, yep, see? Water impurities. When it's no longer doing that, when I'm stirring, then it's done. But I just had to show you guys why you shouldn't add water to your oil and why you definitely should cook your oil on low and slow. Cutting your product into small pieces, like I did with this lavender here, will produce more oil yield. So if you are rendering your own lard or tallow, make sure it's ground into the smallest pieces you possibly can because that will increase your oil yield. And that's what I did with the lavender right here. And yeah, so all that water now has to bubble back out, but I had to show you guys why it's important not to add water and why you should never boil your oil. All right, I hope that explains it for you guys for rendering or doing any oil infusions. That's it.